Alrighty, we are back, and today we have a new Dokkan update to talk about. Now, we went over the everything you need to know about the reversal feature being removed in a new section video where we were just kind of on the browser, and we went over like everything that the update said. But now the update is in the game, so I want to show you guys what it looks like on the JP side because it's not live on global just yet, and sort of go over everything when it comes to my thoughts on the update and all of that fun stuff. So if that interests you, stick around, and if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Your support does go a long way and it helps the channel grow, especially during a dead Dokkan period like this. I greatly appreciate it. So, if you guys are out of the loop, Dokkan has officially removed the Reverse Dokkan Awakening feature. And now, again, this is not on global, so we have to use JP for now. It will be coming to global. You would think with the sync, the version updates would happen at the same time, but they just don't. So now, if we go over to the team section over here, you guys can see there are all the different sections, the team builder, the selling, the hidden potential, Dokkan Awakening, all that fun stuff. But now you'll notice that the Whis section for Reverse Awakening and Reverse Awakening is now not here. So that's pretty interesting, right? Like we no longer can reverse Dokkan Awaken characters. And that is a bit annoying for endgame super dedicated players, but again, it's not going to be like a super huge part of this video, right? Like it is what it is. We'll get to that later on when I talk about the update and things that I like and things that I don't like. But now this is going to be a very good system for newer players who don't understand it, because I would get comments all the time saying like, no one told me that when I wanted to put a dupe in, my character was going to go back down to UR, right? After being an LR. And then like what I would have to do is go into the replies and be like, hey, it's like, it's all good, man. Like you could just re-reverse them. Like it's fine, I promise. But now, the way that this is going to work is actually very, very nice. So you guys can see if we go to the hidden potential system and we go to a character that we want to put a dupe in. Now, you guys can see I'm pretty caught up in terms of like my LRs. I don't tend to like to let dupes sit around for characters that matter. So what we're going to look at is a character that I use for link leveling, right? Like a Boo and Hercule, because they have 13 links, right? It's very nice if you're trying to grind power level and you don't have, like, I have a lot of extra box space, so sometimes I'll just throw a character like this on my link level team because they have 13 links, right? Just good for power level. But if we go into here now, if we want to go put in a dupe, so I want to put a dupe into this character, you guys know that the bottom right is always the path that you go with to start. So we now have a bunch of these SSRs here. And if we want to feed in one of these SSRs, it is now just going to be as easy as this. The character doesn't have to be reverse awakened, and it's a very nice and simple process. So that is going to be extremely, extremely convenient for newer players. It's going to make ease of access better. You're not going to have to think quite as much in terms of like what you need to be doing. So that is always nice, right? Like again, easier is better, especially for, I would imagine, the vast majority of you guys watching this video. The problem with this update is not going to pertain to most players. This is overall a good change. There's just, I think it could have been implemented a bit better, right? And we'll get into that as the video goes on. But you guys can see here, we are now looking pretty good. It makes feeding in dupes very easy and stuff like that, and that is always nice. But what if we wanted to look at another example for like super attack level? Now, this could be a little bit confusing to get to because I don't have a lot of extra LRs sitting around. But if we go to the training section, would we be able to see this? So if we were to pull up Prime Battle Goku, right, and we were to go to training, we can't even go to training. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, that's the problem. What would be the easiest way to do this? If we took like this Boo, for example, right? If we wanted to, yeah, see, like we don't even have examples here. Like, what the hell? How the hell am I going to do this, chat? We'll just use the same Boo and Hercule character that we had, right? The one that we just put the dupe into. If we go over here, you guys can now see that the hidden potential system is going to be a bit easier to feed this into. We no longer have to think about what the rarity is and stuff like that. This is a very good way for things to just be easier. If you Dokkan Awaken the first copy, you can just go into here and you're going to be good to go, right? Like we can see that the percentage was 100. It used to not be like this, right? With a character that was Dokkan Awakened all the way, it would be a lot different. So again, very nice change for ease of access. This is going to be nice. But what else did it impact, right? Like not only did it impact that, there's a lot of other things that it impacted as well. if you had incredible hourglasses, they have now been converted to Hercule statues. So if we go over here, you guys can see we have a bunch of Hercule statues, and I didn't know my exact total beforehand, but we have a bunch of extra ones now, right? Like, so you guys can see up in the top right, we have 6,600 of those, and then gold Hercule statues as well. We have 118 of those for Zeni. So if you guys were struggling on Zeni and you had a lot of incredible hourglasses, this is now going to be helping you out pretty well. So again, Zeni, nice, exchange shops, things like that. Things are going to be a bit different because, again, these exchanges are now going to be operating on a different level because they don't have incredible hourglasses anymore. So if we go over to the incredible gem spot, you guys will see that you can no longer purchase incredible hourglasses. So here's a little fun fact. If you guys don't know, you can press this info button here and then you can go to the exchange you want. So we go to green incredible gems, right? The incredible hourglasses are no longer going to be here, right? They're not in the shop. The item has been completely removed from the game. And I think in the bigger picture, that is going to be good, right? Anything that it takes to make it easier for newer players to get into the game, I think is good. Because I think if you are new, you should watch a beginner's guide to understand how the game works. And it's because of these little systems like that, where it's like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? What's the purpose of this feature? What's the purpose of that feature? The game will tell you what to do with it, but the problem is people like to skip through that stuff, right? And it's like they don't like to read, and that's okay. I don't like to read either, but you guys know, like it's good that they're making it more simple for newer players to get into, right? I don't like am I going to sit here and tell you this update is perfect? No, I think there was actually they didn't handle it the best in terms of like how they implemented the system. But again, I think it could, in the long run, be good for the vast majority of the players. So now that we've went over everything with the update, again, characters no longer are going to require extra prompts and reverse awakening to max out, right? Like if we go over here, we take this Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we'll do the same thing again. Slap him in, dupe done. Don't have to go back and re-reverse after you're done all these things. It's a very, very simple process. And I think in the long run, that will be good for the game. But now that we've had that, we can go ahead and talk about some of the problems with this update. I will give you a key example. Players who care about their power level and they are very dedicated, right? Which is an important demographic too. Dedicated supporters, the ones who have probably spent money at this point, players who have been playing for a really long time, they've done a lot of summoning, they've done a lot of playtime. They've given Dokkan data of terms of like players playing the game that has to matter for something. I don't think it's like just point blank, how much money are you putting in? 0? Okay, it doesn't matter, right? Like there are things that have to go in, right? Positive reviews, social media engagement, feedback, all of these things are important, and dedicated players do matter in that sense. It sucks for them because of a few things. The first thing here is now players that have saved an extra copy of an LR, Dokkan awakened them all the way, and reverse Dokkan awakened them for whatever reason to have extra characters. They like to have all the versions of the character at one time. They're big collectors or whatever. It's going to negatively affect them due to something like that. You guys can see it right here. Kind of just for fun I have a friend who's like a huge Beast Gohan guy. I am too. And we both just are trying to have like all 3 versions of Beast Gohan rainbowed, right? Like the LR, the TUR, and the SSR, right? And what I wanted to do in order to maximize the link levels on this character, this extra Beast Gohan copy right here, we ended up rainbow him, getting to super attack level 10 for the rainbow. And getting him link leveled. And now, because of the reverse awakening feature being removed, what I did was, after I link leveled him, got as many links as possible to link level 10, I put him to the SSR, and then he was my little data page profile thing, right? And now, unfortunately, that no longer can exist because of the reversal of the feature, or the removal of it. So we are stuck here with the situation where I've always had 2 Beast Gohans, but now I'm forced to have 2 LR Beast Gohans sitting in the box at all times, unless I want to Baba him for coins, but I don't want to do that, right? I'd like to have another one, just for fun. Maybe we'll have a dodge build Beast Gohan and a non-dodge build Beast Gohan. That's kind of fire. But what I've had to do here is take the extra step of unfavoriting the one that I'm not going to be using. You guys saw super attack level 10, no skill orbs. Then if we go to the main one here, super attack level 20, and they have their exclusive skill orbs. So we have this right here, and that can be a little bit of a problem. Now, again, I have a lot of like LRs and things like that, but I'm nowhere near the top end of like end game players, right? There are a lot of people that have a lot of copies of these LRs, right? Multiple, 3 to 4 to 5 of these copies of the LRs and all of these different things, right? And for them, I feel bad because like almost a lot of these LRs, they're just going to have like 3 or 4 copies just sitting there, right? So it makes things annoying, and you're going to have to pull extra SSRs to do the things that you want to do with them and things like that. It just can be a little bit inconvenient, but I think it's a price worth paying if it means that the game is more accessible to people who are just getting into it, and the game is less complex, and the easier to understand the game, the better, because it just means more people are playing the game because it's easier to understand, and it could potentially be more fun because you're not going to have that initial panic if you don't know what's going on of, I don't know, like just take the LR, for example, right? One that we'd be excited to pull, right? You just pulled it literally doesn't matter, but I'm still being picky, right? You just pulled this new Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? From 2024 or 2025. You're real excited, and then you go in and you win your 44% ticket like the next day. You're like, oh my God, I have another one. And then you go in and reverse Dokkan Awaken them, and then that panic can set in if you don't know what you're looking at, because the character just went back down to this state right here. And you're like, oh my God, can I fix this? Like, what, did I just do something wrong? And with this now, that initial panic is not going to have to set in, and that potentially won't scare a player off in the future. The smallest mistakes, right? People are picky. The smallest mistakes could set somebody off, and they just don't play the game anymore. These things happen, right? So it's at least something that has to at least somewhat be considered, and I think it's at least half important to at least talk about. So when it comes to like character box sorting out, it can jumble up things and make it a little bit messy, but one thing that I specifically don't like is the fact that now, if we go into here, into the data page where your power level is at, it takes away one of the most fun features of the game, to me at least, which was the expression of the data page profile. Now, one thing I thought that was really fun in here is if we take a random character and we just go to SSR, and you guys can see the SSRs your boy has right now. If we also pretty clean, right? Not a ton of mess in here. Gotta do something with these Android 17s, that Krillin I just pulled recently off the Dragon Ball tickets, all that fun stuff. But you guys can see I have an extra Gotenks. So what I could do is set Gotenks right here, and he could be my little data page profile. But originally, what I would want to do with this Gotenks is probably Dokkan Awaken him, get his link levels done, and then reverse him and just keep him like this so he could be my little data page profile, right? But now, unfortunately, I cannot do that because there's just not an option. And I thought that this was fun. Again, not a big deal, just complaining to complain, if you will. But I thought that this was one of the more fun things in the game, right? Checking people's profiles out and seeing like maybe rare characters that they had. And this could still work for rare characters, but like seeing people, it's like, oh, that's a cool SSR art, or oh, right, I forgot about that SSR art. That one's really clean, and things like that. So maybe in the future, they'll let us do like the transform versions of characters and stuff like that, but who knows? At least for now, as of the time I'm recording this video, that is not the way it is. And now, unfortunately, if you had an LR reverse awakened for the SSR art up here, you no longer have the ability to do that. But all in all, I think this is a positive update for the game. I think in the long run, everything will sort of sort itself out. Players will be able to obtain the SSRs that they want again in the future and all that fun stuff. So let me know down below what you guys think. Is this update a W? Is it an L? All that fun stuff in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you stay up to date with all of my Dokkan content. It really does help if you subscribe and do all those things, helps the channel grow, especially during this dead period when I need your support more than ever. I hope you guys end up enjoying the content. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Shout out to all my members over on the YouTube side of things. Maybe live later tonight. Talk to you soon. Love you.